All right, so now we're ready to tackle task number 4. So what we're looking at on this sheet is a wedding meal plan. So let's kind of analyze it and see what we're working with, and then we'll talk about all the things that we need to fill in over here. All right, so what we have on each of these columns, we have the guest's name. So these are all the guests who are attending this wedding, okay? Their main meal, so it looks like it's vegetarian, chicken, salmon, steak. So it's a bunch of different options like that. Then they have a side dish, which will be some sort of vegetables. It looks like mashed potatoes, broccoli, carrots, green beans, all of these different types of side plates, a salad, just a bunch of different items on here as well. And then it looks like we also need to wrap up their meal with a dessert. Ice cream, brownie, carrot cake, puff pastry, just a bunch of different types of desserts as well. Okay, so let's see what we're looking for. Kitchen cook list. So this looks like it's a list of everything that the kitchen needs to prepare. And it looks like they kind of want the numbers of how many guests are getting, vegetarian meals, chicken meals, salmon, steak. So, they have to do shopping to make sure they have enough of each item for each guest. Let's keep looking down because we have a little bit of a kind of scenario or an explanation. You are helping a meal catering service for a wedding. After gathering each guest's preference for the main meal, side dish, and dessert, you need to help the kitchen figure out how many of each meal will be prepared for guests. Using formulas, get a total of the number of each meal type. Okay? This list will be used to plan the shopping trip to make the purchases for the guests. Okay, cool. So let's take a look up here. Looks like one of them, or even two of them, were actually already filled out. Salmon, there are 18 of them that were ordered among these different types of main meals. And it looks like also salad, we had 16 items put in the side dishes as well. And we need to figure out the rest of the main meals, the side meals, and the desserts. So let's do that. Let's take a look first at this salmon piece and see what it has on it. So I'm going to double click. All right, it looks like they used a count if equation. So we have equals count if B3 through B102, comma, salmon. Okay, so it looks like we're counting the number of each of these these items. So there are 18 salmons throughout the main meals. I'm not going to scroll through and count them all because that's a lot, and I'm lazy. What I'm going to do instead, though, is extend or repeat this idea for chicken. So let's try that. We're going to double click, get rid of that question mark. We're going to put equals count if parentheses, and we need to look at the cells that we're going through. So that looks like it is B3 all the way down to B102. So I can drag that all the way down to collect all of them. So I can start from here and drag the box going down, and it will keep scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. I don't want to move too fast because I might lose it. There we go. And then I have to put a comma, and then I need to put in the name of the food that we're checking for, which is chicken. And make sure that it's in lowercase as well, because if you look on the side of here, chicken is in lowercase c. And I'm going to press enter. And it looks like 26 meals are going to have chicken in them. Okay? We could repeat the same thing for steak and the same thing for vegetarian. Cool. All right. We also have the sides. Okay, so we need to find out those. So let's figure out my favorite side, which will be mashed potatoes. We're going to first take a peek at the salad just to get an idea of what it's talking about. Count if C3 through C102, salad. Okay, same idea. We're going to get a little lazy. I'm going to highlight and copy this, and then I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to paste over that question mark. And now, all that I need to do is make sure that I change salad to mashed potatoes. And I press enter, and boom, it did that. So sometimes if you have an existing equation, you can sometimes go in and check and see if you can just copy and paste and just change one or two little tiny details, and that'll help solve each of these situations. The last one we're going to do, let's do my favorite dessert. We'll do brownie. So I'm going to double click, get rid of that question mark, equals, count if, parentheses, and this time I'm going to click here, and I'm going to scroll all the way down. I'm going to show one last trick on selecting items. If when I clicked on the first one, right, D3 at the top, and I hold down on the keyboard the Shift button, and I click where I want it to end, I can smart select all of those different cells. And then here the equation is still sitting, comma, and I'm going to put in brownie. Close the parentheses and press enter, and it will snap us back to the top, and we have our brownies filled out. All right, so that's it for this worksheet. We've gone over all 4 of the different tasks. This is a good opportunity to kind of revisit some of these items and see, where you feel comfortable and where you might need a little bit more support with on these. We're going to be using these sheets for other activities throughout this course. So please make sure that you have them saved so you don't have to redo all of these different equations when we look at additional pieces.